It's time for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Now, promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, here's Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and thanks for tuning in to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, a business variety show. As I talk to many different professionals each and every morning about what they are doing in the Tampa Bay and surrounding communities to make a difference. So I invite you to please tune in, take a break from all the political news and sports talk that's on the airwaves, just a little bit too much with each and every morning with a show about what is going on in your community. The show, again, always looking for guests, always looking for partners and contributors to the show. So if you have any interest in appearing on the show, please take a moment to visit my website, tampabayradio.com. Over there, all shows are also available on demand, and you can even watch the shows here live in studio. We do stream all the broadcast. So if you do catch me on the air one time and you like what you're hearing on the airwaves and you're in an office at this time, you can pull me up on the website Tampa Bay Radio and click on the Watch Live Stream button and see us here in studio. And that video is also on demand on the website and my YouTube channel as well. So on the website, you'll see I sell real estate. I am a Coldwell Banker real estate agent and been in business over 8 years in the Tampa region and specializing in the sale of bank-owned properties. But I can help you with any and all of your real estate needs. So if you're looking to sell a home, click on the Sell Your Home link on the homepage, and I'll get you over a free home valuation. Also, if you're a buyer looking to pick up a property, I've got a great team of buyer specialists that can also help you out with any and all the properties on the market, also the properties outside of my own portfolio. Market is a little bit, I wouldn't say a little bit, but the market definitely undersupplied out there in the real estate market. And so if you're a buyer out there looking to pick up a property, definitely going to need some help from a professional that knows the different agents around town, knows how to work with them, and also how to work with these different banks, as about 20% of our market out there is foreclosure inventory. And I can tell you just from my own personal experience, everything I put on market gets many different offers. And so I know a lot of frustrated buyers out there. And so consider me a resource for the real estate market. If I can't help you personally, I'll put you in touch with somebody that can. And again, best way to get me is through my contact form over at tampabayradio.com. As always, joined in studio by my producer, Stephen Armstrong with 1250 WHNZ, and also in studio, Rick Toseda, my great photographer who is in here nearly every show. So I invite you over to his website, ricktoseda.com. He's an excellent photographer, and so please keep him in mind for any and all of your photography needs. And also, as always, my streaming engineers, I like to call him Josh Vozda with Tampa Bay Multimedia. Josh, how are you doing this morning?
I'm no longer Josh.
Oh, I heard, yeah, you're Batman now,
Batman.
Right? Yeah, two different people referred to you as Batman yesterday, right?
Yes, when two really hot women call you Batman, you're Batman.
Yeah, so what did this? Did you do some crazy move or something that got you the nickname, or not the nickname, or got you referred to as Batman? What happened here?
No, I probably just kept them laughing for a little
just
while.
because you had Batman on your shirt, though. Is that what that was?
No. It's because I'm Batman.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I want to take a moment to express my condolences out to the the shooting victims yesterday in that latest mass shooting. Josh, you caught this on the news yesterday again, correct?
Yeah, I worked pretty much sun up, sundown yesterday, but I caught a little bit of it. And 10 people died.
Yeah. Are you hearing conflicting reports? I last heard it was 9. It was up to 17 yesterday. A lot of misinformation was coming out yesterday. But again, that happens, with any a news story that's developing on the spot, and it's unfortunate, And again, I just wanted to take a moment to express my sadness to all the victims. And I don't proclaim to have any answers. I'm not a supporter of gun control, although I do support assault weapon rifle bans. I don't believe anybody needs to have that type of firearm capacity. But, the one thing I will say is one common thread that you do see amongst all these shootings is before these shootings, they seem to be posting something online. And this was another situation where he posted a short, blurb about his respect for the shooter, Vester Flanagan, the guy who did the shooting on the Virginia shooters. And the issue of mental health comes up on a lot of times. And so we hear a lot of calls for gun control, but and also calls for mental health. And how do you screen people for mental health? So one thing I think we need to be looking at people more closely when they post these types of things on social media. And right here, it could have been a situation could have been averted if we had taken his threat seriously.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Was that the quote where he basically was saying that one day you're nobody.
Yeah.
And then you kill a bunch of people, and all of a sudden you're in the limelight.
Yeah, that was his quote. Yeah, you spill a little blood, and the next thing you know, everybody knows who you are. Obviously, people that post that kind of rhetoric on social media, that is a deteriorated mental health condition. Those types of people should be able to be called out by authorities.
Should have been looked into.
Absolutely, and so that's one way we can control some of these shootings. Is through social media, and all these mass shooters are putting stuff online.
Yeah, or if you're feeling like you want to hurt somebody, if anybody's listening and they're feeling like they want to hurt somebody or cause somebody harm, go get help.
Yeah.
Get help.
But again, one solution we need to, I think, enact some laws to give authorities and mental health professionals to to look into these people that are posting this stuff.
Yeah, if they can Baker Act you off of a family member's word, why can't they do something similar? At least get you checked out by what you post on social media. Why can't we make this useful?
It's not going to catch everybody. Obviously, not every person that's looking to do harm to others is going to do something like this. But if you're taking it to the social media, that is definitely indicative of a highly deteriorated mental health situation. And people should be able to report that to people, and you should be able to be pulled in. And at the very least, those people I would definitely support gun control on. If you're posting that right away, your gun should be taken from you.
If you've been flagged for any kind of mental health problems, you should go through at least extra measures to get a license.
Yeah, and so I definitely would support gun control measures with people that exhibit any types of lunacy, especially in expressing support for anybody that commits these kinds of acts. And again, that's one common thread that we've seen through the last several mass shootings is social media. And so many people see it and they blow it off. But people, if you're seeing it out there, report it to authorities, and hopefully we can stop the next shooting before it happens. But again, just wanted to take a moment to express my opinion on this. I don't, again, proclaim to have all the answers or any of the answers for that matter. But again, just wanted to express my sadness for the victims of this latest ridiculous shooting. Great show planned for you all today. On the second part of the show, I'll be talking with Catherine Egan, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Hillsborough Area Regional Transit Authority, a.k.a. HART. But up first, let's bring on my first guest for the show. Paul Swindle is a managing partner of Relocation Strategies Tampa and has over 10 years of executive business experience specializing in operation strategy and process efficiency. Paul, welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So Relocation Strategies, what is this about?
All right. Relocation Strategies, we are a project management and consulting firm that focuses on helping clients relocate their operations from one location to another or expand within their existing space.
Okay, so is this a moving company then for businesses? Am I safe to say that?
No, we're not a mover. So we work with movers. We work with the IT vendors and cabling and rigging companies if it's an industrial property. So we put a team together. We have an expansive network of vendors who we use to put the best team together to execute a project to relocate our clients' operations.
Okay, and how did you get involved in Relocation Strategies? You come from a background a little bit similar to mine. You were talking before the break. You used to work with MCS, Mortgage Contracting Services, in the field services industry for these bank-owned properties, but now you're with Relocation Strategies. So how did you make this move?
It was very opportunistic. We looked at Tampa. We saw what was going on here. There's just all kinds of growth. I mean, you look at the Vinnick plan, the port proposal, and the talk of attracting a Fortune 500 company headquarters here to Tampa, and it just seemed like a really good opportunity for a project management company where we could come in and help clients who are moving in. So there's a lot of growth going on here, and we just wanted to really be a part of that.
So would you say there's a lot of moving and shaking then going on?
Lots of moving and shaking. Tampa's a good place to be at the moment. I think we're positioned well for a lot of growth going into the future.
Yeah. So where are you seeing a lot of the movement within the corporate America? Are you doing a lot of business downtown right now around the Channel side and the port areas?
There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of it still in that proposal type phase, but there is some moving and shaking going on down there. West Shore is pretty hot, even out into Pinellas and into Pasco and Polk County. Lakeland is very, very hot at the moment. You look at the I-4 corridor. That is an extremely interesting space. There's distribution centers, as you know, Publix and Amazon are located out there. And if you think about it, they have an opportunity to reach a mass of individuals. And as we get more and more into this same-day delivery or 2-day delivery type of environment, that's just going to become a hotter and hotter corridor there. So it's very, very interesting to see a lot of development going on out there. It's just a really good time to be in the Tampa and Pasco and Polk and Pinellas County area.
So what is the history of Relocation Strategies? I see it's a company been around for about 20-some years, correct? And now recently you brought it into Tampa. Tell me a little bit about the history of this organization.
Right, yeah. So it's a company started in Cincinnati 21 years ago. And it was based on the premise that there was no real organization that
dealt with corporate America moving. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So it was really left up to the individual companies to manage that sort of project. They could bring in a project manager from outside, but there was a real niche there. So 21 years ago, Tim Haynes, our founder out of Cincinnati, saw that and created this company. Now there's 8 locations across the U.S. We've just recently entered the Tampa market based on some of the things I was talking about. Tampa's really positioned well for growth. Mm-hmm. So we're very, very excited.
So corporate America wasn't happy with the traditional movers, the 2 men in a truck type operation where you get a couple getter guns in there, just kind of tossing everything into the back of the truck and breaking all your computers and stuff. So is that why Relocation Strategies came on the market?
Yeah, well, there's an absolute need. In most situations, what you see is a mover will show up and that's exactly what you get. Hey, here's the truck. Put the boxes in the truck. Right. Move it over there, but there's no real kind of hand-holding and project execution and making sure that there's very little impact on the operation. And that's kind of what we focus on, is making sure that company's operation is up and running on day one after the move.
Right, because you're saying part of your operation is helping them get their network set back up. So you go in there and you plug in the printers and the faxes and you make everything connected, right?
Absolutely. So we have a post-move command center, and that makes sure that Susie's computer is pointed to the right printer on day one after the move. So we're down to that level of detail. We get to know the operation prior to putting a move plan together so that we can assemble the best team available. So we have a network of vendors that we draw from in order to put that move plan together, and it's not every vendor isn't used on every move. We pick the best ones based on that client's needs.
Yeah. Got to take a quick break, but I'm currently talking with Paul Swindle, managing partner of Relocation Strategies. So if you're a business in the Tampa Bay region and you're looking to relocate, please consider Relocation Strategies for your next move. And you can reach out to them, relocationstrategies.net/Tampa, or you can give him a call, 813-964-3332. Again, 813-964-3332. We'll be back in a moment, and you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Help promote the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WINS WHNZ to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where he promotes what is right with our community and highlights the successes of our entrepreneurs. Show contributor openings also available. You can learn more about the show and how to become part of this growing network at TampaBayRadio.com. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. Very slow traffic on northbound I-75 between Fruitville Road and University Parkway due to a crash blocking a couple lanes. Also a crash in Tampa at Cypress and Himes. Bearson, Florida, there's one. Also Hillsborough Avenue at Silver Mill and over in Pinellas County. Slow traffic along southbound alternate 19 at Curlew. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Taco Bell. Is Taco Bell's Grande Scrambler too big? With bacon, sausage, or steak, eggs, potatoes, pico de gallo, and reduced fat sour cream? Maybe, if you're used to those Burger Place breakfast burritos. Stick with the burrito experts. Try the Grande Scrambler only at Taco Bell.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 20% chance of showers, high 87. Tonight, cooler, low 71. Tomorrow, breezy with a high 82.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. And as always, you can learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also, as I've been announcing over the last couple weeks, the show's actually expanding also. So you're also going to begin hearing the show on 970 WFLA if you're ever up in the morning at 5 a.m. on a Sunday. I know it seems like an inopportune time, but 970 is a top AM talk station in Florida. So very excited to also begin airing over there. And so it's going to be a weekly show. It's going to be a little bit different than the format that I do each and every weekday morning here on 1250, getting back to my roots in real estate. As people may recall, a couple years ago when I started doing radio, I did the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show, and each and every Monday at noon, I talked about real estate. So that's what that show is going to be about. I got a lot of great information and a lot of experience, and so looking forward to that. And if you're not able to listen to the show live, again, that show will be made available on demand over at TampaBayRadio.com, as well as SoundCloud, and also on iTunes as a podcast. So you can make note of all those different sites, but my shows are pretty easily found. Just put my name into Google or That Business Show, or go to TampaBayRadio.com and I'll come up. Currently talk with Paul Swindle, managing partner of Relocation Strategies, a corporate relocation company that can assist your business with their next move, and you can learn more about them. relocationstrategies.net/Tampa. So Paul, let's go through some of the types of companies that you help. So take me through your typical or your client list that you can assist.
I don't know if you can say there's a typical client that every single one of them is different just based on their operations. But we serve both office and industrial clients, so that can include anything from call centers to attorney firms to medical offices, distribution centers, research institutions. So as you can see, there's a wide array.
You mentioned medical offices. Do you have to have any type of certain licensing to move that equipment around, or
no.
can your services get in there and move that equipment as well?
Yeah. So we approach each project as just that, a project. We use certified project managers. So it's different than having just a mover come in. Our project managers are certified by the Project Management Institute. They're project management professionals. They follow the PMBOK methodology, which adds consistency to each project that we execute.
So when should a company contact you if they're considering a move? I mean, when's the right time to call the moving company?
Sure. Ideally, it would be when that decision to move has been made, 3 to 6 months prior. That's really when we can add the most value. So we put a move plan together based that we try to get a really good understanding of that operation to put that move plan together. So is it just a shutdown one weekend or shut down a full week and lights out, move everything all in one fail swoop, or is it a staged move where we're really looking at, we move one production line this week or this month and then get that up and running and then move the next one and so forth and so on. Whatever we can do to to diminish any kind of downtime for that operation is how we're going to put that most efficient plan together. We'll take clients that say, hey, we're moving in the next month. That's really not our core competency. In that situation, you probably need a mover. We're, again, a project management company. We're trying to put a move plan together based on that operation. And if you call us the week before and say, hey, yeah, we're moving, there's not a lot of value that we'll add to that situation. We'll help you and put a plan together for you. But really, where we can add the most value is about 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, I was going to ask, with a moving company, you have different options. You can get them to come in there and actually pack all your belongings, or you could pack them yourself, and then they just carry the boxes and to the truck and then to your new place. Do you offer different types of solutions? Can somebody come in and say, I really don't want anybody touching anything, I want you all to handle everything, or can we pack up the stuff and then you carry it out, or in the desks and everything? Talk to me about the different types of solutions you provide.
Yeah, we are a solutions provider, and again, each client is a project, and there are times when we are approached for a number of different kind of out of the ordinary things. In one project we completed for DHL, they were consolidating 2 of their operations centers into one single location. Once they got to that location, what they failed to realize is that they didn't have enough parking for all of their employees. So they contacted us, and we were involved with that project to begin with. And they say, well, what do we do? So we went out and purchased 3 shuttle buses. So they were parking at one of their other facilities, and we put a project plan together to say, hey, yeah, for the next 7 months, we can shuttle people back and forth from this, from their old location to their new location while they put in that parking. So that's the type of kind of out of the ordinary projects that we'll take on as part of a relocation. So it's not just putting things in box and getting workstations set up. It's really making sure that that company is operational and they experience very little downtime based on any type of relocation.
Now, you work with a number of different companies, from medical offices, attorney firms, call centers, and a lot of stuff is going on in the downtown Tampa area. In your line of work or in your experience, what type of companies are you seeing on the move the most? Are you seeing the attorneys moving around? Are you seeing the manufacturers moving? Who's moving around in Tampa right now?
Well, it's funny. We've got a wide array based on where you are located to Tampa. Out in Pasco, there's a lot of land and development. Out in Lakeland, there's distribution and manufacturing going on. In Tampa, it's attorneys and medical based. So there's a wide array just within that little spectrum there, and so in other parts of the country, we see based on what that city is known for. So we see all kinds of different companies. But what really for us, everything is a project. So we're often asked, hey, well, have you ever moved a 30-person medical office with, on a Tuesday in January? Well, no, but we have done medical offices, and each project is the same because we follow that standard methodology.
Yeah, and Florida's definitely a place of expected growth. I think I see 20 million people projected to move to Florida in the next 5 years. Going to be increased demand for retail, for housing. We definitely know right now rents at an all-time high. I was surprised to see Lakeland, though. I see it was one of your stats here, a 3% vacancy over in Lakeland right now in office buildings.
Yeah, that's we're seeing a lot of activity out there, and what's really interesting is all the Vinnick plan and the port proposal and everyone trying to drive those millennials to revitalize downtown.
Yeah, reurbanization of the core of Tampa, something that is definitely needed. I speak many times about just how bland and boring downtown Tampa is, and hopefully Vinnick's plan will definitely revitalize the area, and hopefully we get that stadium over here too.
Well, I would love to get the stadium. I don't know why not. We have a great backdrop. If you look at San Francisco with the bay and behind the stadium, why can't we have that? We've been saying that for years. But yeah, we're seeing that re-urbanization, and that's just going to drive commerce here.
Yeah.
So that's really what we're focused on.
Everybody, Paul Swindle, Managing Partner of Relocation Strategies. Paul, thank you very much for being in studio this morning.
My pleasure.
And people can learn more about him, relocationstrategies.net/Tampa and 813-964-3332. Coming back from the break, I'll be talking with Catherine Egan, Chief Executive Officer on Heart, on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring. although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Traffic in Sarasota, northbound I-75. It's jammed from before Fruitville through University Parkway. There was a crash there blocking a couple lanes. Also in Tampa, one at Barriston, Florida, Hillsborough Avenue near Silver Mill Drive, and over in Pinellas County, southbound alternate 19 at Curlew. Crash there was blocking a lane. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Taco Bell. Is Taco Bell's Grande Scrambler too big? With bacon, sausage, or steak, eggs, potatoes, pico de gallo, and reduced fat sour cream? Maybe, if you're used to those Burger Place breakfast burritos. Stick with the burrito experts. Try the Grande Scrambler only at Taco Bell.
Winds Weather Center forecast. Nice day coming up with a mix of sun and clouds. 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm. Those temperatures into the mid-80s for the high today ahead of the front coming in. Low 70s tonight, so cooler there as well. Low 80s through the weekend. Mix of sun and clouds each day. Slight chance of rain around 10-20%. Impact Radio 1250 winds.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, you'll find me here weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. It's a business variety show. It's a little something different each and every morning as I talk to many of the different professionals, entrepreneurs, political, community, and civic leaders that are helping to make a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and surrounding communities. So it's a show with a positive message. It's also a show that seeks to inspire, the listeners out there to step outside of the box and do what they want to do in life, as I share many of the different success stories from the entrepreneurs with them on the airwaves each and every morning. Also, as always, I invite you over to my website, tampabayradio.com, again, where all shows are available on demand. And you'll see, again, that I sell real estate. So if you're looking to sell your home in the Tampa Bay region, again, a free home valuation to all of my listeners. Just click on the Sell Your Home link, put in the home's information, and I'll get you over a free home valuation. And we need some inventory out there. You'll be surprised what you may be getting for your home. So if you're considering a move in the Tampa Bay region, please, again, visit tampabayradio.com, and please connect with me on how I can help you out with your home sale. Time to bring on my next guest for the show. Catherine Egan is Chief Executive Officer of the Hillsborough Area Regional Transit Authority, a.k.a. HART. HART provides nearly 50,000 passenger trips a day and about 15 million trips a year. Catherine, welcome to the program this morning.
Good morning, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, how did you get into the role of Chief Executive Officer at HART?
Wow, that's a good question. I actually didn't get that one. The CEO before me had stepped in at an interesting time, and he was looking at his next move. I'd been at the agency about 5 years. I started off with the service development side, the outreach side, which you need to know where people want the service to go before you can develop it. Mm-hmm. Moved into operations, and he was ready to retire, and he said, it's your turn, give it a whirl.
Yeah.
So luckily for me, the board supported that and put me in on an interim basis for 6 months. and moved me into the role permanently last year in November. So I'm coming up on a year.
Well, congratulations. So you took over the role in 2014,
yes,
correct?
Sir. I did.
So tell me, what are some of the challenges that you are facing now as the newly, I wouldn't say elected, but newly chosen CEO of the organization?
Well, I would say for anybody who is outside in traffic in Tampa Bay, they can tell you the challenge is much better than I can. There's just so many folks trying to go to the same place at the same time, and we don't have options. We have very limited options. So if you're not going to drive yourself, what are you going to do? Right. So our goal is, if you're not driving yourself, the logical first thing you're doing is going on your phone or calling up to customer service and saying, how can Hart get you around? We have a lot of technology to support that and push the information out. From a business perspective, if I were looking for private backers, we would be gold, and we have great demand for our product. We'll do anywhere from 50 to 50,000 trips in a day. Now, what does that mean? If you've been on Bruce B. Downs recently and said, oh my goodness, how busy is this? We'll have more people trips on the bus in a day than car trips on Bruce B. Downs. So we're really busy. We're well priced. Our product is in the right part of the market. And with very minimal promotion in the past 5 years, we've seen our ridership go up 20%, and our service footprint's only gone up 5%. That's huge. Mm-hmm. And most transit agencies will go 20% up on service, 5% on ridership. So what we are doing, folks are really responding to. So it's a challenge of getting better use of our resources. So the money we have coming in, how can we use that better so we can meet this need more effectively and be where folks want, not where we think they need to be. Be really responsive.
Now, where does Hart operate out of? Is it City of Tampa? Does it get out into the counties also? Tell me the operational areas.
Great, thank you. So we cover about 250 square miles out of the around 1,100 square miles here in Hillsborough County. And when I say that's the area, it's about 3/4 of a mile from a bus route. That's how we measure it. And you can probably walk that in about 10 minutes. We have a lot of service in Tampa. Tampa, of course, has a lot of population density and a lot of employment, and that's sort of our legacy model. As we've been growing really aggressively out in the county. So we do have service out at Amazon. I'd like to have a lot more service getting folks to those jobs, but we're in Amazon. We are up in Pasco County. We have service that goes to Pinellas. We go to the eastern edge of Hillsborough County. In fact, yesterday we started, I'm really excited about this, we started a promotion with Megabus. If you're familiar with the nice double-decker bus and the leather seating and Wi-Fi, coming in from Orlando or headed to Orlando, they're going to stop at the Burnett Park and Ride, which is in Mango, right off I-4. And if you show your Hart Express Pass or you buy a ticket, you can actually catch Megabus and use it as your trip in. So we are all over the county, but it's a really big county. I mean, we're bigger than Rhode Island, almost as big as Delaware. It's a little challenging, but we are all.
So Hart can get you all over Hillsborough County, into Pasco, and you said parts of Pinellas also.
Yes, sir, we sure can.
Does it cover like in the Polk and down into Manatee also? Or if people need to get into those counties, how would they use Hart? Is there another company that kind of partners with you in that?
Yeah, good question. So each county has a separate transit provider. A lot of them are on Google. Now, that means just like when you go in for Google Maps and program in your car trip, you look at the top where it's got a car and a walking guy and a bus, click the bus, and that gives you the bus plan. Because, again, of the size of our counties, there's not a lot that goes to the edge of the counties. We're working on that. In fact, we're leading a regional project. So if you're in any of these areas, so Manatee, Sarasota, Polk, Pinellas, Pasco, Hernando, Citrus, and here, you can be on the same fare card. So you can buy it on your phone, you can scan it, and it's used throughout the whole region. So we're working that at the same time. We're working on getting some more connections.
What about apps on a smartphone? Is Hart, tech savvy with the phones these days?
We are so cool. Okay. We are actually, we are one of the first properties and transit companies in the country to go with this app called One Bus Away. It's all one word. First it was Seattle, then New York City, then Tampa. So we're proud of that. Download it for free. It goes through your GPS, compares where you are to a bus stop. Gives you, I see somebody's checking out his phone one bus away. And then shows you a little bus stop icon. When you tap that, you can see when your next bus is actually showing up. And we're looking forward to early next year turning that into a trip planner. So you say, I want to get from point A to point B, hit the button. And again, just like Google Maps, your app shows you walk to your bus stop when your bus is coming, when the next bus is coming. Can you make your connection?
Okay, so what was the name of the app again?
One Bus Away, all one word.
One Bus Away. So that's available in the Android operating systems, iOS operating systems?
Yes, and you can even, it's got its own website. So you have a whole bunch of ways, and you can Actually, if you don't have a smartphone, you can go out to your bus stop. There's information, and you can text your bus stop number, and it'll SMS the information back to you.
Okay. Be honest with you, I've never been on the bus.
Come on, let's go.
I don't know how to use
right
the bus.
Here.
I wouldn't. What's it cost to ride the bus? And I mean, how does it work? I don't do you have to have exact change when you get on the bus?
You do, but nicely, it's a flat dollar amount. So it's $2 for a regular fare. We like you to be at the stop a few minutes early, so that way you're there, you're settled, and if the bus is maybe a minute early, you're good. But of course, if you're like Rick, you have the app. You know exactly when we're going to get there. Just like an elevator, when the doors open, you don't charge. You let somebody else get off. Fare box is right when you get on. $2 goes in. If you want a day pass, you want to travel more than once, it's a $4 pass. The operator will get you the pass, and then you're hooked up. There's one bus away. There's all the information to support it. Our first routes are out on the street at 4 a.m, and 10 of our routes are making their last trip after midnight.
And you said ridership on Hart has been increasing over the last several
years.
Big
increases, yep.
I was going to ask, how does the shared transportation services like Uber and Lyft? I would have expected that to have gone down with the implementation of these services.
So it's an interesting thing. Starbucks, Starbucks was eating the world like in 2002, 2003. I was in Dallas, and literally you'd have an intersection with the Starbucks here and one in the grocery store. And it didn't depress the local coffee market. What happened was it stimulated demand, so the mom and pop on that other corner was like the backflow. Their business went up. We see the same thing. City Lab is a great website showing a lot of this information. They talk about how the impact of ride sharing on transit, and it's actually a boost because now it's that trip home. So, for instance, let's say you work third shift and you're coming home at 2 a.m. Hart can always get you there, but unless you're waiting for 3 hours, we can't get you home. Rideshare technologies, cabs, et cetera, can get you home. So now transit is viable, at least one way, and it makes the service a lot more attractive. And we've done a lot of research on how we can do that here in Hillsborough County. So we actually have just gone up with a solicitation to try to get rideshare technology in Hillsborough County toggled in as an actual transit service. So late night, weekend, Saturday, not a lot of service. You would hit your button, and the vehicle shows up, and you pay your Hart fare. Hart pays the rest. But just to supplement the transportation network, because again, nationwide, what you see is one option pops up and it's useful, and people want to clamor to use all the other options. It's great to be in a partnership.
Do you find that a lot of professionals use the Hart services for service in the downtown for the office buildings and things like that? I mean, I think there's kind of a stigma that professionals don't use Hart in Tampa, and how do you overcome that challenge in this area?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody from New York about this recently, and she said, when I'm in New York, I don't ever hear that blah, blah, blah is on the train or the bus because we're all out there, we're all on the bus. When in the downtown area, we see folks using us for circulation. We see the streetcar, which is pretty popular. Mm-hmm. The streetcar runs every 20 minutes, though. It starts running at noon. Right. So we don't see that as a commute option at this point. Gasparilla, you would be surprised who you see will carry 20,000 people Gasparilla Day between bus shuttles and the streetcar. And we do have a really good express network that comes from farther out and takes you into downtown. Those trips, though, because our county is so big, we run 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, because by the time you leave East Tampa at 4 a.m. and drive out to Pasco, get to downtown, that's several hours of your day. Mm-hmm. And that's a big, big chunk of
I just know that when I'm in other cities, especially out in L.A. And Chicago, there's more of a presence for the bus. But in Tampa, there's a stigma associated within the professional communities. You don't see them jumping on the bus like you would in other urban areas like that.
I think the stigma you have, so you will see folks who will say that I don't want to be on the bus because these folks, I don't know who's going to be on there, and I have this perception. And I saw a video on YouTube or World Star Hip Hop. I know when you look at a lot of markets, pick on Dallas, a lot of folks are riding light rail, and there's a sense of, I will ride the bus until I can get to light rail. And for us, really, it's more a function of 2 trips a day is really difficult for you to plan your life around. So we don't have enough footprint for folks to get in there and get the experience that when your bus is picking you up in Fishhawk, you're riding with your neighbor and you're going into downtown with your neighbor. Mm-hmm. So it's somebody just like you. And once you have that experience, the scaredy cat part goes away, and it's something which is a known commodity.
Talk to me about the benefits of public transportation from a civic standpoint for the community as a whole. Obviously there's going to be some cost savings getting cars off the road, but give us some selling points on public transportation.
There's a whole bunch of ways to slice and dice the value of it. A blatant plug for my Twitter, Ms_Egan. I try to retweet and get a lot of good articles out there. One that was that I copied out yesterday was cities with robust transit are actually 37% smaller Because, one thing we take for granted here in Tampa and a lot of parts of the country our size is you just have to have parking everywhere. But transfer, if you think about our parking model to Philadelphia or Chicago, it would never work. So when you have transit, you can make different decisions of what you're doing with your property. And you see this, in conversations about what to put next to Oxford Exchange, what's going on in Hyde Park. You can do so much more if you don't have to have the parking around there. There's definitely a greenhouse gas impact. So when you're driving your own car, let's say 35 people would be on the bus, 35 cars versus one bus, a totally different way of impacting the environment. And we're actually going from diesel to compressed natural gas, which burns a lot cleaner. It's an American fuel. It's less wear and tear on the vehicle. So lots of good stuff with that. From a pocketbook kind of impact, we all know insurance is expensive here in Florida. It's just how it is. Mm-hmm. When you put together your insurance and your car maintenance and whatever parking you're paying, the American Public Transportation Association says that car will run you about $8,700 a year. So to your point, from a civics perspective, if I don't have to pay that $8,700, if I can do a $65 pass once a month, it's about $700 and change a year. I have $8,000. What could you do with that? Could you move to a different neighborhood and put your kid in a different school? Could you go back to school because you don't have to work as many hours? So it frees folks up in a lot of ways.
And you'd be surprised at how hard that is to sell to people, but you just gave a great example of a huge cost savings.
It's huge.
But it's so hard to sell professionals on making that type of transportation change because we all love our cars.
Well, we do. And I think, especially for business, there's the viewpoint of why should I take it, but there's also this viewpoint of what about my staff? Can my staff take advantage of this? And think if you are employing folks who are potentially, have some issues with their transportation, whether the cars aren't reliable, they're hitching a ride with a friend, you put that person on a bus, they're going to be there. There's not that, can this person make it? Or are they going to call off because the car broke down? So from a business perspective, think about that reliability. The majority of our routes, most of them are running at least half hourly from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening. And again, 10 of them are running after midnight.
I was going to say, how reliable are the bus routes, too? Are they pretty much spot on the same time every single day and where they need to be?
Yeah, we're in a big initiative right now to match those schedules up. We love this idea that on paper we'll say 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, but we've all seen the traffic. That's not reality. Right. So now folks will see schedules that say 8, 8:33, 9:05, and we're talking about 5 or 6 of those in a chunk 3 times a year. So it's a very reliable. And put on top of that the app, and you know exactly when that bus is going to be there. So it takes the guesswork out of it.
Very cool. Got to take a quick break, but currently talking with Catherine Egan, Chief Executive Officer of Hart, and you can learn more about Hart at gohart.org. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Help promote the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WINS WHNZ to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where he promotes what is right with our community and highlights the successes of our entrepreneurs. Show contributor openings also available. You can learn more about the show and how to become part of this growing network at TampaBayRadio.com. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Northbound I-75 very slow from Bee Ridge to University. There was a crash there. It's now off to the side. In downtown Tampa, still a bit slow on southbound 275 between I-4 and Howard and Armenia. And the southbound Veterans Expressway, it's only slow between Linebaugh and Waters. See traffic problems? Call the entry firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Taco Bell. Is Taco Bell's Grande Scrambler too big? With bacon, sausage, or steak, eggs, potatoes, pico de gallo, and reduced fat sour cream? Maybe, if you're used to those Burger Place breakfast burritos. Stick with the burrito experts. Try the Grande Scrambler only at Taco Bell.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 20% chance of showers, high 87. Tonight, cooler, low 71. Tomorrow, breezy with a high 82.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, you'll find me on the air 8 a.m. each and every weekday morning here on 1250 WHNZ. And as always, you can learn more about this show over at TampaBayRadio.com. I talk with Catherine Egan, Chief Executive Officer of Hart, and you can learn more about Hart at GoHart.org. And I see Catherine, Hart is now getting involved with the rideshare programs out there. We're talking about Uber and Lyft, and how that operates. But talk to us about this.
Yeah, we are looking at that. There's you wouldn't build a house with just a hammer, at least not a house that stands up. And so while we're really good with 40-foot and 30-foot buses and with our van services, if we're going to tackle these challenges folks face for transportation when they're not driving themselves, we need to look at a whole bunch of stuff. So someone who works with us actually went to work for Lyft. He went to check out what they were doing and came back with some observations and was talking about, we do this, we do that, we do the other. And clearly we would not be going directly to a company outside of a contract or going directly to a firm that wouldn't be regulated in Hillsborough County. But we started looking around and saying, hey, this is a good idea. Late at night when the bus has one or two folks. And that does not happen all the time. I mean, we're averaging 24 people on a bus, right? So we're really busy, but that last trip, we're not that full. Or maybe that first trip in the morning when folks are going to work. Does it make sense for us to do our cost service, or could we find something be a little more cost effective, put our resources back into rush hour or where it's really heavily used, have our folks coming into work maybe a little later, maybe getting off work a little earlier? So we did a lot of research, and we saw some examples of places that were partnering together to try to be a little more competitive, but we didn't see anyone that was using a ride share as a supplement, a completely seamless thing where you would be able to book through the transit agency or something central to get rideshare. So we're really excited about the possibilities that this could bring to Hillsborough County. It's another technology. It's a way to be more responsive.
How is that going to conflict with Public Transportation Committee, the PTC, which is all over Uber and Lyft right now? Talk to me about this.
That is an excellent question. It does not. We as a transit agency, we have a very specific port of state code that we operate under, and it is not in the lane of regulating for hire transportation. If we're going to support transportation in this type of thing, it's a shuttle service, it's open door, it's flat fare, anybody can take it. And again, it would be on a contract mechanism with us. So unlike what you have going on with ride shares now, which is they might not be operating on the rules the PTC has out there and the PTC has to find them. If someone's doing business with us, they're in a contract to be able to get paid in the first place. So we're in a universe where we're saying, as our service partner, you have this requirement for insurance. You have this requirement for background and safety checks. We absolutely want to continue to be a great neighbor, not just for our patrons, but for other entities doing business and other government agencies here in Hillsborough County. So there's not a conflict there.
Talk to me about the safety record for Hart and for the passengers on there. Talk to me, is there any safety concerns with, using the bus? And you hear from time to time an accident with the Hart system, but talk to me about this.
Well, so Hart will do over 8 million miles of service this year, which is just crazy to me. We have folks who will drive for 30 years and do 3 million miles worth of service. And again, we've got over 50,000 folks on average or passenger trips a day. we are so much safer than the track record that you have in your own car. Like my family's been in one big collision and a small collision this year. If I were a bus operator with that record, I would be pulled out. I would have training. I would be recounseled. As it is for me, I just have my insurance company says, hey, wait a second, what are you doing? We do an 8-week training course for operators. We do an awful lot of safety training, and all of our big bus operators have a commercial driver's license. Why is that? A bus is 30,000 pounds. There's a lot going on there, and you have to make sure that folks know how to operate it safely. It's not like taking out a Fiat. So we spend an awful lot of time on that. We also do a lot of training on how to interact on the bus. So our operators, they have this 30,000-pound vehicle, but they are delivering customer service, whether it's crisis intervention or marriage counseling or tourism or whatever's going on. The operators have a lot of training of how to interact with folks, deflect and calm situations down. And again, our per mile track record is so much better than a single occupancy vehicle.
What about in the event of a bus breakdown and you got the people on the bus? What is the the solution for the riders, and how quickly can you get somebody there to at least get them picked up and to where they need to be?
Depending on how close they are to our operations facility or where another bus is, we are very, very fast. We have about 80% of our buses on the road in rush hour. So out of 189 vehicles, we'll have about 156. That means we have extra vehicles at our bus location that can get out there really quickly. We also have really aggressive maintenance programs. So every 6,000 miles, the buses come in for an overnight maintenance call. We always pay attention to green sheet items. So you fill out a green piece of paper and tell us what's going on. But there's an awful lot of maintenance going on. I mean, they get more maintenance than my vehicle does. We have very smart buses, and by that, they're pushing a lot of data, a lot of information back. So in the summer, we'll get data on, this engine is running hot, this engine is running hot for a few days. We can get out there and fix it as opposed to the bus just being on the side of the road. Now, of course, it's going to happen. Same thing with your own car, but we're out there very quickly. We'll go ahead and get you on another vehicle and get you on your way.
And I bet you have tracking systems to know where your fleet is at all time. Am I correct?
We sure do. And even in one bus away, you can go on and see where your bus actually physically is, not just where it's going to show up. It's open data. Taxpayer money pays us to develop it, so we put that out there. We can see, and so can a patron, where all our buses are at any time.
So if somebody who's never used public transportation before, such as myself, what do I need to know?
Well, we've got great information on the GoHeart website. You can call into customer service lines, but really it's get your exact change. Use the trip planner so you know where you're going and when you're going. Give yourself, I cannot overstress, give yourself time to make a connection. So if you have a busy intersection and the first bus comes by, the second bus is going by a minute later, that's not going to happen. Give yourself 5 minutes between buses if you need to transfer. And then check one bus away an awful lot just to make sure you know where that vehicle is, and you will be set.
And you can get passes as well that you don't have to have the change on you or the
right.
On
yes, thank you. You can get a day pass on the bus. You can get the day passes at a ticket vending machine. You can also go to a bunch of outlets such as Amscot. We have outlets in downtown Tampa where you can buy a 31-day pass. You can buy it online, and we'll mail it to you. And in the near future, we'll have the ability for you just to have that on your phone. So when you get on, you scan your phone. One less thing to worry about.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that would be a huge benefit and would increase the rides if people were able to use some type of, moneyless app or something on their phone. So,
absolutely.
Catherine, great interview. Thank you very much for being in studio this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Again, Catherine Egan, Chief Executive Officer of HART, and people can learn more about her and HART at gohart.org. Also, thank you to Paul Swindle, Managing Partner of Relocation Strategies, who was on the first part of the show. If you're looking to move a company in the Tampa Bay region, please visit relocationstrategies.net/Tampa. Well, it's Friday, so I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will be back in here Monday morning at 8 a.m., and in the meantime, be sure to check out TampaBayRadio.com. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.